This video is presented by EA Game Changers, as EA provided me with the high quality links to all of the Battlefield trailers and screenshots that have been used in parts of this video. I'd also like to say a big thank you to The One. This guy has helped me out with footage for this video. He has a YouTube channel, it's worth checking out. He's got some Battlefield 5 content coming soon. Go and check it out, it's linked in the description down below. In this video, I plan to take a look at some of the features from Battlefield 1 that will be changing with the introduction of Battlefield 5. Some are fairly subtle and might not be noticed by a lot of the player base. However, many involve some major shifts to what we've either previously seen in Battlefield games, or in some cases, venturing into completely new territory. You may have been fairly active watching other YouTubers who went to EA Play and therefore may know quite a few of these features anyway, so I won't spend much time going over the more common ones. Grenades are not thrown like they are in Battlefield 1, you have to prep them. You can now also shoot them out of the sky and throw them back. It is also possible to underhand throw grenades, leading to more tactical grenade plays, especially with utility grenades. You can deflect incoming grenades too, however I haven't seen this occur yet. Stick magazines also appear to be grabbed from your body when reloading certain weapons. We are going to see a whole load of new animations. So far we've seen rolling, jumping through windows, sliding in a similar way to Battlefield 1, but I haven't played the game so I can't really say to what extent. You can also prone, roll over and move slowly whilst on your back. This is very similar to Rainbow Six Siege from what I can tell. Ragdolls are now server side, so you can drag down friendly players, and there's also an animation for climbing in and out of vehicles. For the medics. Now everyone can revive, however the medics are still much faster. The fact reviving takes much longer overall in Battlefield 5 will mean you will receive far less revives from random teammates, but maybe more from your squad mates. This is a bad thing for the game in my opinion overall, but let's see how it plays out. It will surely lead to slower plays overall in the game, and I think the pacing will be a bit of an issue for some people as they just die and instantly want to go back to the spawn screen to get back in the action as no one's picking them up. You can also now drag bodies, as I mentioned before reviving, which could be fairly cool. You cannot heal to full health in Battlefield 5 either, so working with a medic or working towards getting to a resupply or medical station is very important. This also places more importance on squad play. Interestingly, revolving around this whole medic situation, you have the soldier animations when you get downed. Now in this game, when you're downed, you're lying on the floor, you can actually look around, as you probably know by now. You can call out for a medic to come and help you, that makes you bleed out faster, and then you also have the opportunity to see who killed you with this 3D spotted character thing. I don't like it at all, but again, it's, you know, it is what it is and you'll get used to it after a little while. We had something similar in Battlefield 1. After you have died in that down state, you can then have a quick spawn on squad mates, giving the last squad member alive thing a little more meaning in this game, and squad wipes will obviously mean a bit more too. If you don't want to do that, you can go back to the main menu and then spawn on the screen as you usually would. You spawn with less ammo in Battlefield 5 than you did in Battlefield 1, and will therefore need to request it from friendly support players, visit a resupply station, or take it from fallen enemies in order to replenish your stocks. One question I have is, when you do the animation collecting the ammo where your soldier lifts his hand up in the air, does that impact your ability to ADS in a similar way to how the gas mask animation does in Battlefield 1? If so, it needs to be removed. You don't need anything like that impacting your ability to take down enemies. It needs to be possibly just visual only. That would be a far better way to do it instead of having this animation that's not really necessary. You can pick up weapons from the ground, but cannot pick up kits, so you do not take over the skills of the enemy you just killed and then tried to retrieve their kit from. This is a big change and will certainly alter the way people play in game and places far more importance on what class you choose to spawn in as. We will receive several new modes for Battlefield 5. Grand Operations is the main one. The fourth day of Grand Operations is a last man standing mode called Final Stand. Essentially, it's similar to a Battle Royale. Last man standing can win the game. However, you don't win it for yourself, you win it for your team. Rush has gone, but will return at some point, possibly as a DLC item or an additional content item. Of course, you don't have to pay for premium or DLC in this game, or it might return in a later Battlefield. Frontlines has also been altered a little bit, with the final objectives changing to a Battlefield 3 style obliteration mode, I think, instead of just your typical MCOM style objective. Airborne is also another mode. In this one you've got the attackers trying to get hold of the artillery cannons from the defenders and blowing them up. The defenders need to defend until the attackers' tickets have reached 0. It's your typical game mode of search for the objective and then destroy it. Battle Royale is also coming to Battlefield at a later date. There will be no sweet spot in Battlefield 5. Headshots are therefore incredibly important. Suppression is also visual only, so that's a great improvement on Battlefield 1 in my opinion. Battlefield 5 has placed far more importance on aiming down sight when comparing it to BF1. Spread is converted to recoil, and this leaves weapons feeling more predictable and controllable if you practice. Snipers have more bullet drop but still fire at a high velocity. Weapons have tendencies so you can learn them and control them to be more accurate. The head hitbox is being made larger than BF1 and deadlier. Headshots are therefore even more important than before. Jump shots will return to Battlefield, however you can only shoot once passing the apex of a jump. Your accuracy will be very low however when doing this, and it's probably not something that's going to be overpowered or used a lot, but it is an option if you're jumping out of a window and there's an enemy who's got the jump on you. In terms of melee, panic spamming is being removed with the range being reduced a lot and the damage also coming down as well. This means melee will be far more of a finishing move when standing right behind someone instead of the panic swinging your axe sort of thing that you got in BF1 where someone would just lock onto you and kill you, or maybe even bayonet you from close range when they really didn't deserve to get the kill. Medium machine guns are joining the support class. These cannot be aimed down sights unless you are using the bipod. This is an interesting addition to the class, however I still think people will prefer to use the main LMGs that we've been accustomed to in previous games. And also Flakfire has showed you can overheat some weapons, causing your soldier to replace the barrel of the weapon, a very nice additional animation to the guns. When it comes to vehicles, there are some changes to Battlefield 5 when comparing it to BF1. The main ones can be seen with the planes. Resupplying areas have been added that you have to go and fly through in the air. I don't like the look of them, but I do get the point of them. You cannot completely repair your plane as well by holding X. You have to fly back to your base and you can then repair it there. Although now you can maneuver whilst repairing, which is kind of a nice thing to have, and it's something I think they should have had in Battlefield 1. In my opinion, planes need to be much faster and harder to control than they are in Battlefield 5. However, that is something for a different video, and as I haven't played the game yet, I really can't make that much of a comment on it. There are still different tank classes like in BF1, with each tank having its strong and weak points. Tanks are also faction specific from what I can see. You can repair from the inside of a tank, but it's much slower than repairing from the outside, and you cannot repair the tank from the inside to maximum health, so you have to either jump out and use a repair torch, or your teammate does, or you can take it back to your base and I think you can repair it to full HP there, although I'm not exactly certain, but it's definitely different to what we saw in BF1. How long will it be before people start using those repair torches to doodle things on the wall again? I think that was quite a nice thing from BF4 just on the side, and I'm sure it will return in Battlefield 5. Tanks also require resupplying, which will reduce the amount of base camping idiots in tanks. However, I did notice that normal frag grenades still do damage to tanks, and I find that hard to believe, as a frag grenade wouldn't really damage a Tiger tank. But hey, it's a game. I suppose you have to have these sort of things if it adds to the actual gameplay. You can also tow things around the map, as you've already seen in so many videos since the trailer. The setting and lighting can change from day to night during a game, as seen by this little clip in the background. It might also relate to ground operations with the different days, so it might not change in front of your eyes. It might be a cutscene and then it's slightly darker, but that is yet to be seen. I know the Frostbite engine has the ability to change the lighting settings on the go, but we'll just have to wait and see. There is a whale on Battlefield 5 on the Narvik map, as Jack Frag showed us. Spotting has changed a lot. 3D spotting has mostly gone and now requires a gadget like the Scout class binoculars. A last known location system is now in the game as well, which is very useful for team interaction and squad play. I don't know a huge amount about it, but the alpha will surely provide us with more information. It also appears shooting does not spot you on the minimap. Customization is bigger than ever before, with DICE reiterating how important they feel it is in several community responses over the past few weeks. The initial reveal trailer divided opinion, mainly due to the overall feel of the trailer. However, the customization present took away from the usual authentic World War II gameplay fans were expecting to receive. Do I care personally? Not really, as the core gunplay and gameplay mechanics are what will keep me coming back to play whilst some wacky face paint and a couple of gun skins won't really detract that much overall. I still think DICE should introduce a customization off preset for clan run custom servers, as some players want to try and recreate an ultra realistic World War II experience. However, that's not really what this game is setting out to be, and it's not really a huge problem in my opinion, although I would like it to be addressed by DICE. Destruction is far more advanced, with buildings interacting with explosives and vehicles far more accurately. Falling snow is also a thing on the Narvik map. You'll have additional voiceovers in Battlefield 5, with morale boosting coming back. We had it in Battlefield 1, but I think it's going to be even more influential in Battlefield 5. You can also hear your soldiers and friendly soldiers shouting things at you. Even in that little closed alpha thing we saw at EA Play, you can still hear the soldiers shouting things at friendly players. I think that's really cool and quite immersive. Fortifications are coming to the game, you all know about those. You can create cover, repair walls and blockade windows. And squad leader call-ins are making a return, with the V1 bomb being the main one on show in the trailer and gameplay. So that's everything I know about Battlefield 5 and everything that's changing from Battlefield 1 to Battlefield 5. If you've got anything extra, leave it in the comments. I will of course be playing the game hopefully in the closed alpha. I'll do my best to get a code and get some awesome gameplay up for you guys and just discuss the game as much as possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.